Hey, you caught me doing my composting. There's a lot of articles, videos about composting, and it sounds more complicated than it really is. And I'm going to prove it because I've been doing composting for about a year, and I'm really lazy with how I do it. But it works, and I'm going to prove it to you. Now, the first step is to collect garbage. So I went through a few iterations. At one point, I had a container right here. I had a flip top lid, and you could put stuff in there, but it was really small. It just wasn't holding the capacity of food that my wife and I were going through on a weekly basis. Then we started using a Ziploc bag, but then the Ziploc bag gets really messy, and you got to wash the bag, and it's just a pain. We eventually settled on using Tupperware containers. This happens to be a Rubbermaid with a lid. It's 3.7 liters. It seems to fit the amount of produce, vegetables, garbage that we go through within a few days. We eat a lot of vegetables. So all we do is when we're getting done with our meal or preparing food, whatever it may be, open the lid, toss in the vegetables, toss in the fruit, eggshells, tea, coffee grounds. You can see some coffee grounds in here, bell peppers, got some shallot skins, banana peel, everything that is basically food, except, the obvious stuff, no meat, things like that. Fruits and vegetables, key. If you have coffee grounds in tea bags, empty the tea from those, empty the coffee grounds. There are a few things that you can add in terms of paper products, but I don't use a whole lot of paper products, so keep it really simple. Anyway, back to the laziness. Done preparing dinner, breakfast, lunch, whatever it may be. Seal the container. It stays right here on my countertop till I get the ambition to go out to my compost pile. This can stay a day, a week, whatever you think. It doesn't smell, doesn't cause any problems in the kitchen. Have no issues because it is sealed, but I don't leave it for a long time, a few days. So when it gets nearly full, and you can see this one's getting pretty full, I head outside. So let's go ahead and take a look outside at my compost pile and we'll talk through the rest of it. All right, so this is my garden, my compost pile. It's a 4 by 16 foot garden. It's still winter time, it's February. So I've just got a few winter crops. It's pretty lame garden, I'll admit. It's got some lemon balm that I planted a week ago because I'm hoping to get early start on some tea and various lettuces. But again, nothing much to show here. This is all about the compost pile. This is my compost pile. All right, first of all, uh, this is about as simple as a compost pile that I could come up with. You'll probably find 1,000 different ways to build a compost pile. I live next to a green belt. This garden and pile is at the corner of my yard, out of the way. So I basically got some stakes from Lowe's. These are probably 5 foot stakes, maybe 4 foot stakes. Just pounded those in. And then got this chicken wire, some kind of chicken wire. It's got small openings. I did that just to keep out critters, whatnot, maybe rabbits, anything else that can't climb over it. But I do think I get some critters that do climb over it from time to time because sometimes I'll see my fence kind of leaning over to the side. I know what we get raccoons and squirrels and whatnot around here. But anyway, very simple. Attach the chicken wire to these stakes. There's nothing on the bottom. It's just the dirt that was underneath the compost pile when I started. I put some rocks near the back end because at the beginning I was getting some animal digging underneath the chicken wire from the green belt. So I put some rocks there, that stopped that. And then I just started filling it up. Now, the articles will say you need a mix of browns and greens, obviously, for the process to occur. And you can read all about the process. I'm not going to go into that. This is not a science article, a science video. This is how to do it as simple as possible. Be lazy, but get it done, and you'll be very proud of the results. So like I was saying, carried my Tupperware container out. It's been a few days. Dump it in the compost pile. Shake it off. When I take this back inside, I'll rinse it off, put it in the dishwasher. Got another one that's ready to go. And the process continues. So I've got a small little garden rake, and I'd say maybe once or twice a week I'll come out here and kind of just toss it around like this. Try to dig up some of the stuff that's on bottom. Try to move the pile from one side to the other. Just kind of mix it up. I throw, like I said, all my fruits and vegetables in here. And then during the summer, of course, I'm mowing my own yard, so I'm dumping all of my grass clippings in here. And so that, along with the fruits and vegetables, is it. Now, I will be raking some leaves today. I got a few leaves that are piled up back here. And leaves do count as the brown material. So the brown material is important, so it's important to keep stocking your compost pile with that kind of material. But again, I don't put any science to this. I don't think about how much I'm putting in one week or another, of how much green or how much brown. You certainly could be more efficient if you followed a certain formula, but I don't. So the end result is this. This is the compost pile. I've been doing this for a year, and I can tell you in the summer, when the grass is really growing, this thing is nearly full with grass because it's so light and fluffy. It hasn't compressed. There's a lot of water volume. But throughout the months, and again, right now it's February, all of this is compacted down to a little over a foot. So this container works perfect for me. And I can reach over it easily. I can get stuff out of it. I can put stuff in it. I can rake it. And I'll carry my water hose over here once in a while. I've also got a sprinkler head that kind of hits it perfectly when the sprinklers are running. So after all that's said and done, you get this beautiful black gold. And no, this may not be the picture perfect compost pile. It may not be the most perfect composition. But when you grab a handful, you look at it, this is what it looks like. It looks beautiful to me. It's got a lot of material. It's very dark black. It smells like dirt. And it's not dirt. It's just leaves and fruits and vegetables that are piled up over a year. Now, I haven't taken anything out of this except for a small amount when I planted my lemon balm last week. So it does compact quite a bit. And you'll be surprised at how much you put in here versus how much you take out. So that's important. If you're trying to use it for gardening or landscaping, you're going to need quite a bit before you can actually use it. But when you do, it's great garden material. So like I said, a week ago I was planting these lemon balm plants, trying to get an early start on spring. And my soil level in this container was getting kind of low. So I thought, well, I'll just add some of this compost, raise up the level, and maybe help these lemon balm plants come along some. But just dumped a decent amount, a couple inches across this area just to try to lift the bed up a little bit. And it seems to be working really well. I mean, these look very healthy to me. Now you can see there's stuff that hasn't completely broken down here. Again, I said I'm lazy, right? So there's going to be things that just haven't broken down. This looks like an avocado egg. I've got an avocado shell. I don't care how it looks. I just care how it works. And it seems to be working really well. So that's it. I mean, it can't be any more simple. You take your leaves, your grass, your fruits and vegetables from inside,
and you set up a container out in your backyard, out of the way. I mean, it's not an attractive thing to look at, so it'd be best if you can conceal it of some kind. But that's it. That's all there is to it. And I think you'll be really impressed with what you get out of it. And you also don't dump a lot of stuff into the garbage can. You'd be surprised how much less you put in your garbage can. Your trash bags last longer. You take out your trash less often. So there's a lot of benefits to it, just inside the house. And then you get this nice byproduct when it's all said and done. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next one.